Is there really a monster in Loch Ness? Does this film, shot in 1936 but lost until today, really show the creature? And does this film, shot 41 years later, mean the monster is still lurking there today? Is that what Alex Campbell has seen more times than anyone else alive?
I've seen it 18 times.
Mysteries from the Files of Arthur C. Clarke, author of 2001 and inventor of the communication satellite. Now in retreat in Sri Lanka, after a lifetime of science, space and writing, he ponders the riddles of this and other worlds.
The monster of Loch Ness is so famous that it's eclipsed all its rivals. Yet there are reports of strange and often very large creatures looming up out of at least 50 other lakes throughout the world.
Lake Okanagan, Western Canada, 130 miles long, 800 feet deep, and apparently abode of one of the world's most frequently glimpsed monsters, Ogopogo.
63 OV country, mainly clouds today with a high from 4 to 6 degrees. The lows tonight around the 0 mark. Wednesday, according to Old Stormy, to be...
Today, Ogopogo's the star of a phone-in on local radio station CKOV in Kelowna.
Period.
I like the sound of CKOV.
Good morning and welcome to OV's Open Line program. I do believe that's what's going on in here this morning. Teresa, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
We're talking about the Ogopogo today. A lot of people in the area have seen it. The legend goes on for many years, and we'll be talking to some experts. I believe we've got Arlene Gall coming in. Arlene wrote a book on it.
That's right.
Well, we're going to go to the phone lines right now. Line 2, good morning.
Hello there, Mr. Puglish.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
You want to know about Ogopogo?
I certainly do.
Yeah, okay. I had a taxi and I took a passenger to the hospital and then I was coming down Abbott Street. And I got far as about here. I looked at the lake. I was surprised and I seen this thing come out of the water. Well, it's like a horse's head with the kind of horns on it. Well, he was huge, you know, standing up there, oh my, just like a, you know, like a big serpent. Then another fellow come behind me and he says, what are you looking at? He says, I seen Ogopogo over there. And he says, where? Over there, I says. I had the door open in the car and I stepped out just a little bit and he slipped back into the water, see? And he says, gee, look at the big waves there. And all we can see is big waves going down there to Fred's place where he had the boat rental. And they disappeared, see? And then I got all excited. I got in the car and I pulled to the willow end. And I told the people, I says, they were having breakfast, I just seen Ogopogo. And they says, what the heck you been drinking, eh?
Line 4, go ahead, please.
Hello, John.
How are you?
I'm not too bad.
Good. Are you going to give me your name?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Tell me about
I saw Ogopogo off of Sarsens about 4 years ago.
Okay, you don't want to give your name on the air.
No, I don't.
You've told some people, obviously.
Yes.
Are you afraid that they might think you're a little bit of a...
Well, I had some strange phone calls. And
I get them every day. That's what they pay me for.
Well, I don't get paid for them, so I don't really want any more, thank you.
We were up on the beach having a picnic, and my daughter was on the swings when I saw this creature underneath the wharf there. And when I turned around and saw it and realized that it was the legendary Ogopogo, I just freaked out. I grabbed the baby and ran down to the beach, and I guess I yelled over and over, that's him.
She was screaming like anything. She just couldn't believe it. Her face was red and
was fishing or whatever it was doing, and it was there for quite some time. then it straightened out and went along those poles. And as it traveled along, just the 3 humps were showing. And they were from one of those end of those poles to the other in the space. The 3 humps were. It traveled along the beach till about the corner over there, and then it turned and went straight across the lake. Now I would hesitate to go on the lake because it's such a huge thing that I think it could tip a boat over. And not being a swimmer, I would drown, so I haven't been on the lake since.
All right, we're going to break from the phone calls right now and introduce to you someone that's well known in the Okanagan Valley, Arlene Gall. Arlene has written a book on the Ogopogo. Good morning, Arlene.
Good
How are
morning,
you?
John. Morning, Teresa.
Morning, Arlene.
How many sightings have you documented?
Literally hundreds. Literally hundreds.
When was the first sighting?
The very first sighting was in 1852. The first documented sighting in 1852.
Okay, 1852, and it's now 1980. Do we take it to mean that there must be more than one Ogopogo?
There definitely appear to be more than one.
There has been a film that was made, and I think it was back in 1968. It's pretty hard not to believe when you see it right in front of your eyes. Tell us about that film this morning.
The Folden film was taken in 1968 by a gentleman by the name of Art Folden. He was returning from a trip to his home in Chase. And as he neared the Peachland area, he spotted an object out on the lake, and he said to his wife, "Look, there's Ogopogo." And she laughed at him. And he got out and started filming the creature. And what we see in the film is a large animate object moving through the water, surfacing and submerging at various speeds and at various times. And it also shows the creature taking off at very high speed, producing a massive wake. And this is the footage in the film that I like very much, because you see a creature just pushing water something terrifically with a massive wake in front, just creating huge wave action. This is believability on my part.
Have there been any recent sightings?
We've had approximately 7 to 8 sightings this year, but we have one that has been the very best sighting.
Why?
It was the Rieger family.
It was a beautiful day. The water was just as calm as glass. When I just took a look across, I could see a big wave coming. And at that time, I just didn't take much notice of it. And it kept coming closer, and I thought to myself, why would there be a wave coming if there's no wind or anything? So I called to my son. I says, come on back here. And I says, take a look and see if you think, what the heck's coming down the lake here? So he took a look at it, and he says, gee, I don't know. So we had his grandson. My grandson was along, too. And he said, hey, Grandpa, he says, that's the Ogopogo. It would have ran right into us, but we had to weir the boat off alongside. And then we followed it alongside for about, maybe 15 to 20 minutes. And I'd say the monster was possibly 14 to 16 feet long, which was above water, sticking above about 3 feet. And had quite a hump on the front shoulders and had a hump on the back where the tail went. And I'd say the tail was approximately, probably 30, 40, maybe 50 feet, because we couldn't see the end of it. But he did have a long tail. He had 4 legs, and I'd say the monster weighed approximately maybe 30 ton.
And his head in the front was moving from side to side. It seemed like he was looking for fish or feeding or something like that, and he was stirring up a tremendous amount of water.
If I would have never seen it, I would have never believed it. And actually, I don't care if anybody believes me or not, but I've seen this animal, and I know it's here. I know it's a tremendous-sized animal.